Yeah, so I stream it on the clinic's YouTube channel. So you can go on
I have a
YouTube.
choice to be at home and do it.
Yeah, you can get home and do it, or you can go back and watch like previous ones. They're all up there. So.
Weird.
With the clinics website.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that.
on their
Yeah.
YouTube channel.
I don't know what to do. That way I can see her.
Great, I think this is everybody. I'm just gonna refill my water. We're gonna start seated, so you can have a seat on your mats.
Is that what?
Yes.
We have some cups over
I'm not sure if we have cups. I think we. Do you need one right now? You're okay? Let me,
here. If you find some, I can take it.
Do we have, like extra cups? Yeah, we do. Back here. Just like a couple. I don't know how many you've read in the folder. Yeah, we can follow. It's just in here. We don't have too many left.
No, it's just one.
No, there's a few. Here we go. There's two.
Oh, thanks.
So we'll start seated in a cross-legged position today. If you'd like to bring blocks underneath your knees to let your hips relax a little bit more, you can do that. That's always a nice option. Wherever you are, just sit up nice and tall. You can close off the eyes. We're going to start with a few deep breaths right here. On your inhales, lengthening through your spine, feeling from your tailbone all the way up your back, up and up in front of your head. On your exhales, feeling your shoulders melt away from your ears. On your next breath in, fill up your low belly with air. Feel it fall as you breathe out. Big breath in. Full breath out. One more just like that, big breath in. Full breath out. Eyes closed still or open. We're going to take right ear to right shoulder as we lower the chin towards chest. Left ear to left shoulder. Taking some gentle neck circles halfway. Once you bring left ear to left shoulder, you can bring your chin back down to your chest. Back up to the other side. Move through these neck circles at your own pace. Breathing down as you lower chin to chest. Breathing in as you bring ear to shoulder. Take 2 more rounds. Last circle. And slowly making your way back to neutral. This time, we're going to take shoulders up towards the ears. Roll them down and back as you breathe out. Inhale, shoulders up to your ears. Roll them down and back as you breathe out. One more just like that. Shoulders up to your ears. Roll them down and back. You go the opposite way. So bring shoulders up to your ears. This time roll them down and forwards. Shoulders up to your ears. Down and forwards. One more time up to your ears. Down and forwards. Hands can be placed down on the thighs or knees, whatever feels comfortable. Starting with a tall spine, we're gonna start to circle from the base of the spine, so from the tailbone, and then making these circles as big or as small as you'd like, maybe coming into the chest and shoulders. We do a gentle contraction and a gentle opening through the chest on every circle. Continuing to breathe deeply in and out. We'll pause and start to circle the other way, starting small and then maybe making them a little bit bigger. Nice and slow, we'll return back to our neutral spine, sitting up really tall. As we breathe in, reach up the arms to the ceiling. As you breathe out, bring your hands through heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, this time cactus the arms out. Take a big breath in, open up through the chest and shoulders. Exhale, close the hands and elbows towards one another, slightly round out the back. Inhale, open up across chest and shoulders. Exhale, pull belly button to spine as you round out, close the hands. 2 more rounds like that. Breathe in, open up across the chest. Exhale, pull belly button to spine. One last time, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, return back to neutral, reach the arms up. Exhale, take a really gentle forward fold, reaching the hands forwards just slightly in front of you. Relax the head, neck, and shoulders down. And breathe deeply into the back of the ribs. Nice and slow, walk your hands up, all the way behind you to take a little high release through the chest, look up. Exhale and gently return back to neutral. We're going to switch the cross of our legs, so bring the other leg in front. This might feel a little bit awkward, it's not how you usually cross your legs. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach forwards, nice and gentle. Letting head, neck, and shoulders fall heavy towards the ground. Allowing your back to round gently here. Always coming back to those deep, long inhalations, deep, full exhalations. Nice and slow, walk the hands up. Again, bringing them all the way behind you, rolling the shoulders down and back, looking up, breathe in. Exhale, release back to neutral. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, right hand's gonna come down to the mat, left arm's gonna reach over, a nice side stretch. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, left hand down, right arm over. Inhale to rise up. We're going to bring our feet into a butterfly position. So this time bringing soles of the feet together, knees that continue to fall open wide. Again, option for blocks underneath the knees. We're going to take those cat-cow motions. You can place your hands down on your feet or your legs. As you breathe in, open up across the chest. As you breathe out, full belly button to spine, round out. Inhale, lift up through the chest. Exhale, round out. Inhale, lift up. Look up. Exhale, round out. Inhale, open up the chest, lift the heart. Exhale, slowly return back to a neutral spine. Reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Nose towards toes. From here, we're gonna walk the hands over towards the right knee. Keep both seat bones down on the mat as you bring nose towards the right knee. Walking through center all the way over to the other side, keeping the right seat bone down as you bring nose to left knee. Slowly walking your hands back to center. And then from here on a big breath in, you're going to reach your fingertips forwards as you rise all the way up for a nice flat back. Exhale, slowly release the hands down. We're going to take the legs in, soles of the feet down on your mat. Hands can come behind you, sitting up nice and tall through the chest here. Fingers can face your seat, or you can turn your fingers out if that feels better. And from here, we're going to windshield wiper the knees gently from side to side. Lubricate the hips, open up the hips. And then we're going to place that left foot down in front of you on the mat. We're going to cross right ankle over top of left thigh, flexing through left toes. If you need to, you can take that left foot out further or bring it in closer. Whatever position makes you feel that stretch the best here. And then again, we're just going to rock gently from side to side. You can start with really small motions. You can get a little bit bigger. The integrity of your spine sitting up nice and tall. A few more rocks from side to side. Go ahead and extend that left leg out in front of you. Bring your right foot in towards the inner thigh on the left side, flexing those left toes up towards you. Reach up, breathe in. Exhale and fold over top of that left leg. Nice and gentle with your forward folds. We're just beginning our practice, just warming up these muscles, getting into the hamstrings. On your next inhale, take a halfway lift, lengthen out through the spine. Exhale, fold just a little bit deeper. Nice and slow walk your hands up to seated. Take both legs out in front of you. Flex both toes towards you. Reach up, breathe in. Exhale and fold over top of both legs. You can bend the knees here if you need to, especially since this is our first kind of double leg forward fold of the day. On your next inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Slowly start to walk your hands up. Place your hands behind you, sitting up nice and tall through your chest, bending your knees in. From here, we're going to keep right foot down, crossing left ankle over top of right thigh, walking that foot out a little bit or drawing it in a little closer, wherever feels best, and then taking those rocks from side to side. Slowly returning back to center. We're going to extend that right foot out. Take left foot to inner thigh. Flexing right toes towards you, getting nice and tall on the seat bones. Reach up, breathe in. Exhale, fold over top of your leg. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Nice. 2 more. Nice and slow, start to walk your hands back up. This time we're gonna take both legs out in front of us, but we're gonna split them apart. As close together or as wide as you'd like to take it. Flexing through your toes, just make sure that your knees continue to face the ceiling. Your knees can also bend if that feels more comfortable. Sitting up nice and tall from here, you're gonna take the hands, slowly start to walk them out just slightly in front of you. Keeping the spine nice and long, you can allow the head to drop. Try to keep the lower back nice and long, both seat bones grounded. Flexing the toes up towards the sky. Nice and slow, start to walk the hands back in. This time we're going to take hands over top of the right leg. So thinking nose towards right knee as you walk your hands towards your right foot. Bring that left hip glute down to the mat as you reach over to the right. Nice and slow, walking your hands back in towards center, and then taking hands over to the other side, reaching left towards left toes, nose towards left knee. Walking the hands up. This time, you're going to reach up, breathe in. As you exhale, that right hand is going to come down to either the outside or the inside of the right foot, and you're going to reach the left arm over like a big side stretch. Big breath in, pulls you back up to seated, reach up at the top. Exhale, left hand comes down inside or outside of left foot as you reach over towards the other side. Big breath in, pulls you back up to seated. Slowly releasing down. You're going to close the legs in. Give them a little shake out if that feels good. And then we'll swing the legs around and come into a tabletop. In our tabletop positions, we're stacking those shoulders over top of wrists, stacking hips over top of knees. Toes can tuck underneath at the back, or they can untuck, whatever feels best in your body. Again, those cat-cow motions here, we're going to drop the belly, lift the heart, look up, breathe in. Exhale as you pull belly button to spine, press the floor away, gaze between the knees. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, pull belly button to spine, round out. Inhale, drop the belly, look up, lift the heart. Exhale, pull belly button to spine, press the floor away, gaze between your knees. Inhale, make your way back to a neutral spine. From here, we're going to take those circles starting with the hips. And then once again, making them a little bit bigger if you want to bring them into the shoulders, into the spine, maybe rounding out if that feels good. Any sort of intuitive movement here as you circle. Pause and go in the other direction, starting with the hips. And then taking the circles a little bit bigger, maybe getting into the shoulders or the spine. On your next inhale, come back to that neutral table, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Big breath out as you stack those joints. On your next inhale, you're going to reach your right arm up, look up. Exhale, you're going to scoop that right arm under. Inhale, reach back up to the sky. Exhale, scoop it under. Inhale, reach up to stay. This time, bring that hand behind your ear. Stay for a breath out. Big breath in, reach that hand up. Exhale, scoop it under. This time, we're going to stay here, bringing right shoulder to the mat, right ear towards the mat. That left hand can stay exactly where it is, or you can reach it out in front of you. We're going to stay here for a couple of breaths, breathing into that right shoulder. Nice and slow, bringing that left hand back to where you started with it, and then pressing your left into your left hand to peel your right arm out from underneath you, coming back into your tabletop. From here, we're gently going to turn the fingers outwards to face away from one another, and then we're going to walk the wrists in towards each other, just gently, and we're just going to rock from side to side, nice and slow. Even make small circles here if that feels good, or just continue those rocks from side to side, just releasing through the wrists a little bit. If you're taking the circles, pause and go the other way. Nice and slow, return back to neutral, walking the hands back apart, turning the fingertips to face the front of your mat, stacking the shoulders over top of the wrists. On your next in-breath, you're going to reach that left arm up, look up. Exhale, scoop left arm under. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, scoop under. Inhale, reach up to stay. Bring that left hand behind your ear, open up a little bit more. Exhale. Breathe in, reach the left arm back up. Exhale, scoop it under to stay, bringing left shoulder to the mat, left ear to the mat, and then right hand can stay or reach out in front of you. Breathing deeply into the left shoulder this time. Two more breaths right here. Last big breath in. Full breath out as you bring that right hand back to where it started. Pressing into the right hand to peel your left arm out from underneath you. Hands come down to the mat. From here, we're going to keep left hand exactly where it is. We're going to flip right hand to put the back of the hand down on the mat, face the fingers towards the knees. This is going to start to stretch through the front of the wrist and forearm. So from here, if this is enough, just stay right here. If you'd like, you can also send the hips back just really gently, but this is probably pretty intense through that front of the wrist. Nice and slow, start to return back to neutral, nice and gentle, release the wrist. We're going to flip the left hand down. Back of the hand down, fingers face your knees. And then again, you can stay right here if this is enough. This is enough on this side for me today. Or you can tuck the toes and start to send the hips back just really gently. It's kind of a weird spot to get sore, but this side for me feels very sore. And then nice and gentle, come back to center and flip that wrist back over. I'm gonna plant my hands down, keep those shoulders stacked over top of the wrist, tuck the toes underneath. Big breath in, lengthen through the spine. Big breath out, lift the knees, send the hips back, downward facing dog. Always the option to stay in tabletop if that feels best in your body today, or you can take a nice deep bend through the knees if you need to in your downward facing dog. If you're able to extend the knees in your downward facing dog, you can pedal out one knee and then the other. In your down dog, spread your fingers and your toes nice and wide to really root down and grip down into the mat. That way you can lift your hips up a little bit higher. From here, nice and slow, we're gonna walk the feet up towards the hands to come into a forward fold at the top of your mat. Rounding down through your feet, gentle bend through the knees, and then grab opposite hand to opposite elbow and sway from side to side. Let the head, neck, and shoulders drop heavy towards the mat. And shake out the head, yes and no. Releasing any tension from your day. Usually ends up in the shoulders, the neck. On your next exhale, release your hands down to the mat. Bend through the knees nice and deep, and then start to roll up one vertebrae at a time, moving nice and slow. Head, neck, and shoulders will come up last. When you reach the top, bring your shoulders up to your ears, roll them down and back, and find your Tadasana mountain pose. Palms face forward, arm bones hug back, proud chest. Standing up nice and tall, feeling that neutral pelvis. On your next inhale, reach up, breathe in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Once more, inhale, reach up. Exhale, grab onto the right wrist, pull up and over to one side. Inhale draws you back up to center, grab onto the left wrist, pull up and over to the other side. Inhale brings you back up. Reach up, spark through the fingertips. Exhale, forward fold over top of your legs. Inhale as you press your hands to your shins, take that halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Do that one more time. Inhale, halfway lift. This time, stay for the exhale. Let the shoulders drop down into your back. Pull the crown of the head forwards. One more breath in. Exhale, fold. Place your hands down on the mat. Step back to your downward facing dog. Take a few breaths right here. Maybe pedaling out again, maybe shaking the hips side to side or nodding the head out yes and no. And on your next inhale, we're going to shift forwards to a high plank position. And then you have the option to lower the knees or go ahead and lower right down onto your belly. We're going to cactus the arms. Place the forehead down on your mat. Press your toes down. And from here, we're going to lift up into a half locust with cactus arms. So your arms are palms face down. Elbows are bent at 90 degrees. Shoulder blades are squeezing, hugging into your back. And on your next in-breath, we're going to lift up just the upper body. Keep your arms in cactus. Press your toes down into the mat. Lots of length through the back of the neck. Exhale and release. Take a resetting breath in and out. On your next inhale, lift up, perhaps just an inch higher this time. Turning on those external rotators in the shoulders. Exhale and release. Those muscles are really important for our posture, which suffers from sitting at desks, or I've heard some people refer to it as text neck, just always looking down. Big breath in, lift up. Squeeze the shoulder blades into your back, spark the fingers. Exhale and release. One last time, big breath in, lift up. Option to lift the legs this time too. One more big breath in. Exhale and release. Wiggle the hips from side to side. Release the low back. And then draw your hands in towards your low ribs. Again, drawing those shoulders down and back, pulling the elbows towards one another as you inhale, lift up to a baby cobra this time. Press the toes down. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, release. 2 more just like that. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Last time, inhale, lift up, baby cobra. This time, pull belly button into spine, press yourself into tabletop, and come back into child's pose. Allow your forehead to drop heavy towards the mat. Inch your fingertips forwards just a little bit more. Send your hips back towards your heels as far as you can. Feel all that length through the sides of your body. And from here, walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. Side stretch through the left. Walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. Side stretch. Sorry, over to the left side of your mat. Side stretch through the right. Come back through center. Inhale, you're going to shift forwards to tabletop. Exhale, sit back, child's pose. We're going to do that a few times. It's a really good mobility exercise, mobilizing all the joints. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. 2 more. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. 1 last time. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, this time come into a closed-legged child's pose. So send your knees together, sit your hips back, and then bring your arms behind you. Let your forehead or the top of your head rest down on the mat. And then from here, we're going to grab onto our heels with our hands. And we're gently going to start to press the hips up. This will start to stretch through the back of the shoulders. You'll come up almost onto like the top of the head here. And it gets pretty intense, so you can hold for a breath, and then you can lower the hips back down. You can do that again. Inhale as you lift the hips up, stretch through the backs of the shoulder blades. Exhale, sit the hips down. Do that once or twice more, whatever feels good. Inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, release. 1 last time, or just stay in this child's pose. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release. From here, we're going to bring the hands beside us, beside our knees. We're going to tent the hands so just the fingertips touch the floor, palms are lifted. On your inhale, you're going to press yourself up, look up to the sky. Exhale, you're going to come back down. Head will come back down last. Inhale, press yourself up, look up to the sky. Exhale, lower down, head comes down last. 2 more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower back down. Last time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. And start to make our way back into a tabletop position. Once again, stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. From here, we're going to bring that right leg forwards through the hands, keeping the left knee down. If you need any extra cushioning on the back knee, you can always fold up your mat so that you get a little bit of double cushion there. In your low lunge, it's always nice to bring blocks underneath your hands. If you have them and you'd like to use them, go right ahead. Right knee will stack right over top of that right ankle. And as we breathe here in this pose for a few breaths, we're going to focus on bringing that left hip flexor down towards the mat. On your next inhale, we're gonna keep that left hand down on the mat or a block. You're gonna reach that right arm up. Think about drawing the shoulder blades into your back, sparking up the top hands. One more big breath in. Exhale, release. Inhale to draw length through the spine, pull the heart forwards gently. Exhale, send the hips back, start to extend through that front leg, flex through the front toes, reach forwards. Now you can stay right here, hands on a block or hands on the mat. Or to make this a little bit more intense, you can keep the left hand down and once again reach the right arm up. One more breath in. If you took the right hand up, gently release. Nice and slow, come back into that low lunge. And then from here, we're gonna take both hands to the inside of your right leg. And then the right leg is, or the right foot rather, is gonna start to slowly toe heel out towards the outer edge of the mat. And then your toes are gonna gently turn outwards to give your hips a little bit more space. Hands can be on the mat or down on a block. This style of lunge is called lizard lunge, and it's a deep hip opening lunge. We'll stay here for another 3 breaths or so, just focusing on sending your exhales into your hips. Using your breath to melt away the tension, to melt away gripping, tightness, any restriction you feel through your muscles, or anywhere else in your body. And from here, we'll just take some movement so you can circle the hips, or you can rock forwards and back just to help release this pose. And then when you feel ready, you'll just swing that leg back into a tabletop. And then once again, take a little bit of time to maybe wag the tail side to side, circle the hips. Once again, just to release that side. And when you feel ready, we'll step the left leg through the hands, this time one hand on each side to begin. Hands can come to blocks or stay down on the mats. Wherever you are, keep lots of length through the spine. Think of making a nice straight line from the tailbone all the way up and out the crown of the head. If you need more cushioning in the back for your right knee, you can always fold up the back of the mats. On your next inhale, your right hand will stay down, left arm reaches up towards the sky. Another big breath in here. Exhale, left hand back down. On your next inhale, draw a little bit more length through the spine, draw the heart forwards. Exhale, start to send the hips back, extend through that front leg, flex through the front toes, reach forward over top of that front leg. Hands can stay on a block or on the mats. And then from here, if you'd like, you don't have to, but you can take your right hand down, left arm up, twist. One more big breath in. Exhale, release. Nice and slow. Make your way back into that low lunge. This time, bringing hands to the inside of the foot on the mat or on the block, and then start to toe heel that left foot to the outside of the mat as you turn the left toes out gently, creating more space to drop into your hips. here for 2 more breaths. Last breath in. As you breathe out, start to take those gentle movements, circles, rock forwards and back, whatever you need to do to release this side. When you feel ready, bringing that left leg back around, taking a little bit more movement to release. On an inhale, come back to neutral. Exhale, tuck the toes under, send the hips up and back, downward dog. Nice and slow. This time we're going to walk the hands back towards the feet. We're going to take one more hip opening pose. So you're going to separate your feet to about mat distance, and then this time you're going to turn both toes out. Your hands are on the ground, your hips are lifted. And then you're going to start to lower your hips down. This is called yogic squat or malasana. So it's a deep, deep squat. You're going to try to sit the hips as low as you can. This is a really nice pose to use a block underneath your hips, okay? And your hands, they can stay down. Your heels do not have to be on the floor. They can lift up. It's gonna look a little bit different for everybody, but it will feel a nice stretch. Maybe not so nice, but a good stretch through the hips. Hands down, fingertips down. If you wanna take it one step further, you can bring your elbows in towards your knees, hands to heart center, using your elbows to gently press your knees away from one another. Close off the eyes here. Try to keep your spine nice and long, whether your hands are at heart center or your hands are on the mat. And just take a few deep breaths here. Breathing louder than the thoughts that tell you you want to come out of this pose. Two more breaths. Last breath in. As you exhale, your hands will come back down to the mat. You'll slowly lift your hips back up to where we started. You'll turn your toes back to parallel and just wiggle your hips from side to side, bending gently through one knee and the other. Let your head, neck, and shoulders drop. Then you'll start to toe heel your feet back to about hip distance. And from here, walk back to downward facing dog. We're going to shift the weight into the left foot, bend the right knee, and circle out the right ankle in one direction. Other way. Gently release the right foot, shift the weight into the right, bend the left knee, start to circle the left ankle. Other way. Gently release. Inhale, press up high on your toes, and then exhale, send your heels down to the mat, stretching through those hamstrings, backs of the legs just a little bit more. Do that again. Inhale, lift up high on your toes. Exhale, send your heels down. Two more. Inhale, lift up high. Exhale, heels down. One more time. Inhale, lift up high. This time, exhale, lower your knees down to the mats. We're going to come onto our seats. Spin our legs out in front of us. Make sure you have enough space to lie back. Legs come out in front of you. Arms out in front of you, nice tall spine. As you exhale, you're going to pull belly button into spine and roll down to the mat, one vertebrae at a time. Once you get down onto the mat, We're gonna bend our knees in so that the soles of our feet are on the mat. So you're gonna bring your arms down so that your fingertips almost graze your heels. We're gonna do a few glute bridges here. So this is another option. You can take the block underneath the hips and make it more of a supported bridge, or you can have a little bit more engagement through the glutes and the legs here. So on your inhale, you're gonna press through your hands and your feet, and you're gonna lift your hips up, firing up the glute muscles to lift the hips up nice and high. And then if you'd like, you can place the block underneath the tailbone and just allow your hips to rest on the block. Or like I said, you can use your glute muscles to lift the hips up a little bit higher. We'll stay here for one more breath. Exhale, gently release. Take a big breath in, big breath out. Once again, press down through your hands, through your feet. Drive down through your heels, lift your hips up. Squeeze your glute muscles, hug your knees together, like almost like you have a block in between your knees. One more big breath in. Exhale and gently release. Bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees open wide. Take Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly pose. Arms can fall out to the side, or you can bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. That's a really nice way to connect back to your breath. From here, slowly hug both knees in towards your chest. And then start to rock gently from side to side, massage the low back. From here, the left foot is going to come down on the mat, left knee stays bent. You're going to keep the right knee hugging in towards you. And just start to circle the right knee in one direction. Circle the other way. Hugging the right knee back in towards the chest. And then extending the right leg out to the ceiling, flexing the right toes like you're trying to step on the ceiling tile above you. Grabbing onto the back of your hamstring, the back of your calf. Whatever you can reach, and drawing that right leg in towards you. Both hips both hips staying grounded on the mat here. Hug that right knee back in towards your chest. This time you're going to grab onto the back of the right thigh behind the knee, or the back or the outer edge of the right foot here. You're going to draw the right knee down towards the floor, half happy baby. Left hand will come to your left hip to keep it grounded. Right toes flex up towards the sky. And you're sending your breath into your right hip. From here, we're going to take that right ankle, cross it over top of the left thigh. Both hands come out like a T. And then just like we did when we were seated in this position, we're going to start to rock gently from side to side, starting small and getting a little bit bigger with each sway. So we'll start to return back to this figure 4 shape. Now from here, we're gonna cross the right leg all the way over top of the left. So your right knee will kind of cross right over top of that left thigh. And then we're gonna take a reclined eagle pose. So from here, your left arm is gonna scoop under, your right arm is gonna scoop under, your left arm is gonna come over, and you're gonna try to grab your hands in this kind of crossed position. And then if it feels good, you can keep the left foot down, or you can lift the left foot off the mat and try to wrap that right foot behind the left calf. So while you lay here, you're trying to pull everything into center line. Elbows come in line with the shoulders. Feel your whole spine on the mat. And you can stay right here for a couple of breaths. Or if you'd like to work into your core a little bit, you can draw your elbows towards your knees, lift your head, neck, and shoulders up, and then lower it down. We'll take 3 of those if you'd like. If not, just stay right here in this eagle pose. 2. Last time, 3. Nice job. Slowly release the arms. Keep the legs the way they are, right crossed over left leg. And then you're going to shift the hips gently to the right as you let your legs fall to the left in this position. While you lay here, focus on that right shoulder staying grounded. And gaze over top of the right shoulder. Take a few more deep breaths into the right rib cage. And then nice and slow, we're going to start to roll everything, unravel back to center, placing both feet down on the mat, hips come back to center, hands can come down by your sides. Just take a moment here to let your spine neutralize, recalibrate. You can gently rock the knees from side to side if you want to take some movement, or you can just find stillness, close off the eyes. And from here, we're going to keep the right foot down on the mat. We're going to hug the left knee in towards the chest. You can start to take some circles with the left knee. Other way. Hugging that left knee back into your chest and then extending the left leg up towards the ceiling, grabbing onto the back of the thigh or the calf, flexing through left toes. Use your exhales to draw the left leg in a little bit closer towards you. Keep both hips grounded. One more breath in. Exhale as we hug the left knee back into the chest. This time we're grabbing onto the back of the left knee or the outer edge of the left foot and drawing the left knee down towards the floor. Half happy baby. Taking right hand to your hip. and slow, crossing that left ankle over top of right thigh. Arms spread out wide like a T, and taking those rocks from side to side. Nice and slow, returning back to neutral. This time we're gonna cross the left leg all the way over top of the right. And then from here, we're gonna take the left arm under, right arm over into those eagle arms. So elbows meet together and then grabbing, trying to reach for your hands here. Now again, you can keep the right foot down on the mat, or you can lift the right leg up. And you can stay right here, pulling everything into the center line, drawing your belly button in towards your spine. Or if you'd like to work into your core, we'll take 3 of those elbows to knees. So lifting up for 1, and lower. Lifting up for 2, and lower. Lifting up for 3, and lower. Bringing that right foot back down to the mat, unraveling the arms. This time, taking arms out into a T and shifting the hips over gently to the left as you let both of your legs fall over to the right in this crossed-legged position. Keeping that left shoulder grounded on your mat. Nice and slow, rolling back to center, uncrossing the legs, bringing the hips back to center, and then slowly coming into your final Shavasana, stretching the legs out, letting the arms fall out to the side, and allowing every muscle in your body to fully relax. Close off the eyes. Allow your breath to slow down, return to its natural state. Shift your awareness to the crown of your head. And bring it down to the space between your eyebrows. Shifting your energy to relax your jaw muscles. Let the tongue fall from the roof of your mouth. And shift your energy, your focus, your awareness into your neck and shoulders. Release any last tension through there. Feeling across the chest and collarbones, down both of the upper arms, relaxing the inner elbows, on the forearms into your hands and fingers. Bringing your attention to your low belly and your rib cage, feeling your breath flow in and out. Your rise and fall. And then bringing your attention down into your hips, your pelvis, relaxing through the hip flexors. through the quads and hamstrings, behind the knees, the kneecaps. Your shin bones, your calf muscles, finally down to your ankles, your feet, and your toes, letting all those muscles melt down into your mat. Nice and gentle, bringing some movement into your fingers and your toes. Rock your head from side to side, come back into your body. Inhale as you reach your arms up above your head, take a full body stretch. Point your toes to the front of the room, reach your fingertips to the back, breathe into all that length of the side body. And as you exhale, roll over onto your right side, take a moment there, a few breaths there. We've been on our backs for quite a while, so just allow your body to recalibrate. Moving nice and slow when you feel ready, coming up to a comfortable seat at the top of your mat, hands to heart center, eyes closed or lowered gaze. Once again, sitting up nice and tall through the spine, feeling all that length through the tailbone, low back, mid back, upper back, out the crown of the head. And we'll finish off our practice together with 3 deep breaths, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Again, breathing in through the nose, out through your mouth. One more big breath in through the nose. Big breath out. Thumbs come to forehead center. Thank you so much for spending your Friday evening with me. Together we bow and say Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so much, everybody. Take your time getting up.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful Friday, a wonderful weekend.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you.